Markets, meanwhile, have turned around this morning. The Dow Industrial is now indicating a gain at the start of trading, up 134 points. The S&P is up 23, and the Nasdaq is up 136. We had better than expected jobs news. The ADP report showing job creation of 63,000 in the last month. We are waiting on the next window into jobs when we get the labor numbers out this Friday. Oil prices this morning trading like this. Take a look. They have reversed course. The way stocks were down and went up, oil was up, and now it is down. Crude oil at $73.94 a barrel. President Trump offering U.S. Navy escorts for tankers crossing the Strait of Hormuz, if necessary, and political risk insurance from the Development Finance Corporation. The president says any price spike in oil will be temporary. Iraq, meanwhile, starting major oil cuts, shutting production at its largest fields and reducing flows by nearly 1.5 million barrels a day. China, meanwhile, urging an immediate ceasefire and safe passage through the key energy choke point, where 20% of global oil passes through every day. Joining me right now is the CEO of Barclays, C.S. Venkatakrishnan. Venkat, great to see you this morning.
Great to see you, Maria.
Thank you so much for being here. First, let's talk about the impact from this war on Iran. You have people in the Middle East right now. What has been the impact on Barclays, and what are you doing to get your people out?
Well, so thank you, first of all, for having me. We've got, as you said, hundreds of people in the Middle East, in Israel, in the UAE, in Saudi Arabia. Many of them are citizens of those countries, and so they're there. And then, of course, we've got our own other people. The first thing is to keep them safe, and we're providing them the protection. And then for those who are able or willing to get out, we are trying to make arrangements. But those are, as you know, very hard because commercial availability is very, very limited. So we're providing support for our people. And then more broadly, we're, of course, watching the economic impacts of this.
Yes, and of course, we've had volatile markets. Yeah. I want to get your take on the operations at Barclays and what you're expecting in terms of operating efficiency, capital allocation, the investment bank in 2026, where there are wide expectations that we will see more deal flow, big IPOs. We're waiting on SpaceX. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so first of all, we do think the investment banking environment is very, very conducive to deal flow. I mean, just to give you an example, and this is Barclays as a transatlantic bank between the UK and the US. Just yesterday, in all the market turmoil, we helped a UK company, Rosebank, a buyout firm, raise $3 billion to invest here in the US on 2 industrial companies. And it's important that even in the middle of this, companies are willing to take the risk, they're willing to raise capital, and they're willing to invest. A sign, I think, that they're looking at the long term. And, of course, investing in the U.S. makes a lot of sense because it's such a great growth market.
You know, it's a great point that you make because there you are competing with giants like J.P. Morgan, you know, like Bank of America. And when you look at the trading and investment banking backdrop, you've got to convince companies to go with Barclays. Yes. How do you do it? How do you differentiate?
Well, first of all, we think we're very good at what we do. We work well with our clients. And then we have these great specialisms. You know, we're 175 years old in the U.S. We make 40% of our money in the U.S. You know, right around the corner here in the old Lehman Brothers building, which Barclays bought 20 years ago. And so we've got the great capabilities. And especially in Europe and the U.S. and the corridor, just like this transaction I mentioned to you, we're very good. So we try to help companies raise money, invest. And we did, you know, we helped lend about $2 trillion into the country here in the U.S. last year, and looking to grow that.
And Venkat, I'm glad you mentioned the Lehman Brothers acquisition because it's worth noting a little context here. Because Barclays is a different company today. I mean, you made 2 very important decisions. The company made 2 very important decisions back in 2008. You acquired Lehman Brothers North America Investment Bank and its capital markets business. You then sold iShares, the ETF business, yes, to BlackRock. That turned BlackRock into the dominant player in exchange-traded funds. I wonder if today you would say, well, maybe we should not have sold iShares and the ETF business. That would have been enormous for you. But you're still a leader in terms of fixed income after all that the company has been through. Give us context on the history of Barclays and how this has created your own powerhouse.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, I do wake up at night wishing sometimes we had Barclays Global Investors and iShares. But Larry Fink and BlackRock have done a tremendous job with it. On our fixed income, look, fixed income, I say, is the calling card of Barclays. If you ask in any company, what do your customers call you for? if it is specialty finance, if it is structured finance, if it's lending in any shape or form, they tend to call us. And it is both the Barclays heritage and the Lehman Brothers heritage, which were very, very strong in the bond markets. Even today, we're in the top 5 in U.S. Treasury primary dealership. We're in the top 2 or 3 in Fannie and Freddie bond issuance and bond leadership. So it's a great fixed income franchise.
Yeah,
and it runs through our blood.
And isn't that great that that has been consistent throughout? The Lehman Brothers acquisition, tell me about that in terms of what that has brought the company today.
Yeah. So Lehman Brothers obviously had an unfortunate ending. But in Lehman Brothers, there was a great expertise in fixed income. I was working for another large U.S. bank at that time, and Lehman was one of our biggest counterparties. Great fixed income franchise, great drive entrepreneurship and connectivity inside corporate America and institutional America. And now, 20 years on, the alumni from Lehman are all over the biggest financial institutions. So that helps us because we've got that capability and the link.
Yeah, and those connections. Great point.
Yeah.
Venkat, today you deal with a whole nother set of issues, and that's about technology.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this AI disruption widening into the financial services sector. Banks, wealth management companies sliding in recent weeks because of this worry about these new tools to automate tax, advisory functions. There's cautiousness about the capabilities. How do you see AI changing your business? What about this borrowing frenzy that we've seen? I mean, look what happened today in terms of Blackstone and this worry now that it's going to be the asset managers that are holding the bag for these hyperscalers and companies that are spending so much money on AI, and they actually borrowed the money from financial services.
Yeah. So first of all, AI is absolutely real. It is going to be transformative, and it's important for all companies to use AI and adapt to it. We are doing the same in Barclays. It's going to be a fundamental re-engineering of the way we design products, we deliver products, offer customer service, and act ourselves. Now, there's a social employment aspect of it, which is we do think it creates capability and efficiency, and we've got to use it in different ways to make the company better. As far as the infrastructure investment, it is real, and you have to look at it in 2 different ways. There's the equity and the debt. People who've borrowed money on it better have been smart in picking the winners and losers. People who have equity are probably better protected because some of these things will do really well.
So are you worried about this potential private credit situation? You've got more than $200 billion raised in debt last year, trillions projected in spending as well, much of that flowing through private credit and structured deals. What do you want to say about leverage in that regard and whether or not this is a disaster waiting to happen?
So what I think is credit is credit is credit. Whenever you lend money, you've got to make sure that you're lending it to a good enterprise that has the ability to pay you back. And of course, as we've seen in certain instances, is well run and does not, there's no incentive for fraud or there's no actual risk of fraud. And so we think that we are going through a credit cycle. It's been two decades, really, if you leave COVID aside, since we've seen one. And we're seeing a few names now struggle, and you're seeing the impact in the private side, and that's newer for people, especially those that are semi-liquid. So you'll see it play out, but as a broad credit matter, I will look at the economy and the performance of companies.
Okay. A word on regulation, Venkat, because you're facing your own set of regulations, and then you've got competitors in the United States who are seeing a massive deregulatory boom going on under the president's agenda. How do you compete on a fair playing level when you've got a different set of regulations?
Right. So we've got to adapt. First of all, on the United States, I think the administration has done a really great job on economic growth on the one hand and on making rational regulation. And that's happening at the Fed with Governor Bowman leading it. And then, of course, Secretary Bessent on the Treasury side. So we think that's going well, and we think that's good for the financial system. We have a great stake in the U.S. financial system, so we benefit from it. Of course, we operate globally, and sometimes we have different rules. We've got to just adapt our business, make ourselves more efficient, and compete in spite of the rules. We welcome rules to keep the system safe, but we're going to just have to compete, and that's just run ourselves better.
A word about your business in 2026. Assess the consumer for us. Assess the health of business right now.
Yeah. So in the U.S., things are strong. You just mentioned the jobs numbers. Economic growth has been strong. And there's been a lot of investment through the AI boom in Middle America, and that's important. We think also that with investment in the companies in the U.S., there's going to be greater growth in employment and improved trade terms. So all that's good, and we still see strength in the U.S. consumer. We see it in the U.K., which is our other home market as well. Growth is a little lower there, but the economy is generally strong. Of course, there's a war going on in the Middle East. That's going to have its volatility, and it's going to take time. Secretary Hegseth just said we're 4 days in. That's what we have to watch.
Venkat, I could talk to you all day. We so appreciate it. Obviously, a jam-packed show this morning with a lot of news flowing. We appreciate your time.
I'm really honored to be here, Maria.
Thank you for your leadership. Venkat joining us, the CEO of Barclays. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Thank you.